All right, we're going to look at 2, 3 here, solving for a variable. The key is to always get all your variables on one side and your numbers on the other. I say that all the time. So let's look at this first problem here. We have 3n plus 5 equals 2n plus 8. Well, I want to get all variables on one side, all numbers on the other. If we look at this, I have a variable and a number equals a variable and a number. So it makes sense to me to, hey, the variables need to move to one side of the equal sign, the numbers to the other. Now, I always take care of variables first. So here, we either need to move the 3n or move the 2n. Okay, either 3n moves over to be with 2n or 2n moves over to be with 3n, one or the other. I'm going to always move the smaller piece first, so I'm going to move the 2n. I'm going to do that by subtracting 2n from both sides of the equation. On the left of the equal sign, I have n plus 5 equals, that goes away. 0 plus 8 is 8. So we now have the equation n plus 5 equals 8. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to move that 5 over to be with the 8, and that'll get the n by itself. So I'll subtract 5 from both sides. That goes away. I get the n by itself, the variable by itself. 8 minus 5, the number on the right side by itself. And we're done. N is 3. That means in this original equation, 3 times 3, because remember, we found n to be 3, so that n is a 3, plus 5 equals 2 times 3 plus 8. Let's see if we're correct. 9 plus 5, 14. 6 plus 8, 14. Yes, we're correct. That is the value that makes 3n plus 5 equal to 2 times n plus 8. All right, again, variable minus the number equals variable plus the number. So let's get all variables over to one side. Well, 2n or 4n, who should we move? I'm going to move my 2n. I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides of the equation. That'll give me 2n minus the number 12 equals the number 8. Now I need to get my numbers on the same side. Well, you already have your variables to the left, so it makes sense to move this number over to that side. So I'm going to get rid of that minus 12 by adding 12 to both sides of the equation. 2n is equal to 20 because that goes away. I now need to get rid of multiplying by 2, and we do that by dividing by 2. And we see n's value for this equation right here is 10. 4 times 10 minus 12 will equal 2 times 10 plus 8. Variable minus the number equals variable plus a number. Let's move our variables. So I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides. That gives me 3n take away 1 equals the number 17. Do we have all our variables on one side, but are all our numbers on one side? No. So let's move the 1 over, and that then will give us all variables here on the left of the equal and all numbers on the right of the equal. And now we just need to solve it by, hey, how do I get n by itself? How do I get rid of multiplying by 3? We divide by 3. And the value that would make this equation true is when n is 6. That right there will end up being true. 5 times 6 minus 1 is 29 equals 2 times 6, 12 plus 17, 29. Final problem. 6n, a variable plus a number equals a variable plus a number. So, hey, get all variables on one side. Well, let's go ahead and subtract 4n. That'll get rid of them on this side. Basically moves them over here. So we have the variable 2n plus the number 18 equals the number 30. Let's go ahead and move the 18 over to be with the 30. So we'll get 2n equals 12, because that goes away. Divide by 2 to get n by itself, and you get a solution of n being 6. This is solving when we have a variable number on the left and on the right. The key always is to get all variables on one side, all numbers on the other.